Creating a work order on a tagged asset using a mobile device. The overview of the video. We're going to start with a brief introduction with Environmental Director Billy Flanagan at Seasons at Maplewood, followed by a brief tutorial showing you 2 different ways to create a work order from scanning an asset tag. And then we have 4 work order scenarios that deal with things like working with vendors, work orders that requiring capital approval, Tels billing services, repair records, and service providers.
This is Billy and Justin over at Seasons at Maplewood. In today's training video, we're going to show how to link an asset to a work order through the mobile device. Everyone will have a flow chart that you'll be getting, and off the flow chart, we're going to have a simple work order for an HVAC unit, but it's going to go through 4 different scenarios through the flow chart. Justin will be explaining the 4 different scenarios. In these scenarios, you'll learn how to close a work order in-house. You'll learn how to close a work order if you have to have a vendor come in, and you'll learn how to close a work order if you have to have a capital approval for the asset.
And that brings us to 2 ways to create a work order on a tagged asset. Option 1, scanning a tag and then creating a work order, or option 2, linking an asset to an already existing work order. Option 1, creating a work order by scanning an asset tag with a mobile device. On the Tels app homepage, go to the Assets Current section and click the word Scan. This will bring you to scan the QR code. You'll notice a screen pops up. Hold the device up to the asset tag on the asset you're scanning. It will take the picture automatically. This is the Assets Details page. Click Work Order in the top row of boxes. The layout of this page can change between devices. You'll notice that the screen opens up to a new work order, that the asset you scanned is listed in the Link an Asset area. Option 2, linking an asset to an existing work order using a mobile device. From the Tels home screen, you're going to go to the Work Orders Current section and click Create, which will direct you to a screen of a new open work order. In your new work order screen, click the section that says Link an Asset, where you'll be brought to a page to let you scan the QR code. Scan your QR code, hold your device up to the asset tag on the asset you're scanning. After scanning, you should notice that the asset you scanned is listed in the Link an Asset section in your work order. Scenario 1, HVAC not working due to water in condensation pan. What you're going to learn in this video is how to create a work order by scanning an asset tag using a mobile device, and the location of a scanned asset inside a work order. Now that you know the 2 methods of scanning to create a work order, either create a work order now or inside the work order you're already in. Make sure you include all your information that's needed for the work order, like a title, location, room number, priority level, category, and most importantly, a detailed description. And if you look at the arrow on the screen, it's pointing to the linked asset associated with this work order. Scenario 2, replacing an HVAC blower fan, completed by internal staff without needing capital approval. What you'll learn in this video is how to record materials and costs and track time. Using the same work order as Scenario 1, in the comments section, enter what work was performed. So in this case, a blower fan. In the material cost section, enter materials and any expenses spent on materials. So in this case, a blower fan. In the hours spent section, enter the time spent on this work order specifically. Multiple entries are okay, sometimes like 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Just track each time individually as a separate entry. The take photo feature is nice for documenting work done, billing services, and just good form of documentation all in general. Scenario 3, recharge coolant in an HVAC unit, completed by a third-party vendor without needing capital approval. This touches on some of the Tels building service features. If at your site you don't use Tels building services, then you would just ignore this step and resort to calling your preferred vendor. So what you'll learn in this video is how to create a service request on a tagged asset using your mobile device, working with third-party vendors and Tels building services or preferred service providers. Either scan or search for an asset. From the Asset Details page, click Service in the top row of boxes. Select a service from the categories. In this case, it's going to be an HVAC. Choose your preferred service provider. The next step is your service request screen. Make sure you fill out the information. Realistically, most of the information should already be filled in since you already have the asset on file. because you've tagged it. So make sure you include a number to get a hold of you at, and then move to the next step to take a picture of the asset for the technician that's coming in so he knows what he's dealing with. Choose the priority of your request, whether you approve overtime or not. Is your situation critical, or is it just kind of come as leisure? For the scenario's purposes, let's just say it's midsummer and it's like 90 degrees out, high humidity. We would consider the situation urgent because you want to make sure the resident has good air conditioning. Review and submit the request. Once you press that submit button, you'll be brought to a confirmation page, and a live service request will be sent to your preferred provider, which will contact you on the number you provided to verify the request. Scenario 4, replacing an HVAC chassis, completed by a vendor requesting capital approval. What you'll learn in this video is how to close a work order that requires capital approval, creating a repair record, working with a vendor, and Tels Building Services, and using preferred service providers. Scan the QR code on the asset. Make sure you hold your phone still and you have a good picture. From the top row of boxes, select the box that says Work Orders. The actual word usage may change between an Android versus an iOS device, but it's usually the first box in the row. Go ahead and fill in the areas of the work order that aren't filled in from linking an asset. Submit your capital approval request, and once you get the request back, enter your approval code in the reference number section in the work order. Typically, this is an 8-digit number sequence. So those who do not use Tels Building Services and use a preferred provider, keep your invoice and record it in the repair records.
Some locations might use Tels Building Services, others use preferred vendors. If you use Tels Building Services, the information will be uploaded automatically. If you use a preferred vendor, follow the steps. You're going to want to go to the home screen and click on your tagged assets and click the box. Then you want to go search through your current assets that are tagged, or you can go on the search tab on top and look up your asset for that room. Then hit the repair record to fill out the information. You're going to want to who changed it, what did they do, the cost, any notes, and if there's a warranty, put the information in the warranty tab.